Learn how the Humane Society is trying to reduce overcrowding.
See what you can do to keep your vehicle safe from carjacking.
And hear what some students have to say on how social media sites are redefining privacy. All this and more tonight on Wildcast.
Live from the University of Arizona UATV studio, this is Wildcast.
Welcome to Wildcast. I'm Sarina Nafarrate.
And I'm Danielle Carpenter. Thanks for joining us tonight.
Tucson celebrated Veterans Day this past weekend with activities for the whole family. The Veterans Administration Medical Center welcomed veterans and their families on Saturday for a variety of events including music, games for children, and a job fair. On Monday morning, Tucsonans welcomed the 94th Annual Veterans Day Parade with community organizations, high schools, and many other groups participating. Local restaurants and shops in town offer discounts and free items for veterans in honor of their service.
Thanksgiving may still be weeks away, but one organization is already preparing for the holidays. The Salvation Army is hosting its 29th annual Thanksgiving dinner and is continuing the tradition of delivering meals to those who are unable to attend or are in need of a warm meal. They are expected to serve 3,000 meals this Thanksgiving and are in dire need of supplies such as veggies, pies, and of course turkey. Donations can be brought to the Salvation Army office on Ritchie and 11th, and every bit of help is appreciated.
The Tucson Humane Society houses over 40,000 stray cats and dogs in need of adoption. Wildcast reporter Kathia Hall has an inside look at reoccurring event Society hosts to help some of these animals find a permanent home.
Cats will go hide if they're doing.
This weekend, Tucsonans had the opportunity to pocket any dog or cat for free. Anyone could go to the Humane Society and do a meet and greet with an animal. If they thought they were going to get along, then they could adopt them. An estimated 2.7 million healthy dogs and cats in shelters are still waiting to be adopted. Adopted animals can have a significant impact on a student's life. Josh Ayub shares his experience with his adopted cat, Lexus.
I feel that animals are a very important part in people's lives. It gives them a sense of security and being able to have a friend that's always close by, and they're 100% reliable on you, so they really look up to you and want to be with you all the time.
60% of animals come into a shelter because of financial hardship. Factors such as medical care, food, toys, and also finding time to exercise the animal can all add up pretty fast. But there are other ways besides adopting an animal that students can help out at the Humane Society. The Humane Society's Samantha Esquivel gives her advice on ways that students can contribute to the Humane Society.
At the Humane Society, we have an abundant amount of different volunteer opportunities that people can take advantage of. Say they like to do photography, or they like to walk dogs, or even if they'd like to be a foster parent where they take care of an animal for a couple of weeks, not permanently, until they can get up on their feet again and be adopted. There's just so many different outlets at the Humane Society, and we welcome anybody of any age, really, with any time schedule.
Since as a nonprofit 501c3, the Humane Society gets absolutely no funding from the government. So volunteers are the backbone of the organization, and it's really what keeps the facility up and running.
All dogs need to be walked at least once a day, and U of A students, if they aren't able to adopt and would like to have a dog, they can get their fix by coming and walking the dogs.
Reporting for Wildcast, I'm Katia Hall.
How can anyone resist those little faces?
I know, they're adorable. I mean, I'd get one. If I could afford it, if I wasn't a college student, I'd definitely get a puppy.
I know, it's really hard for college students to have pets.
But they're worth it, I'm sure.
Mm-hmm. The Happy Equine Acres Rescue and Therapy, or HEART organization, is moving forward after the death of founder Judy Glore. The center has been struggling with funds and organization. With 22 horses, Heart of Tucson is counting on their volunteers and the community's donation to keep the operation running. In fact, Heart of Tucson held a tack and western sale this past weekend to raise funds for one of their residents, Domino. Domino needs surgery on one of his legs, and the rescue center is hoping to get the money soon.
After the break, hear how the UA bookstore is setting students up for the holiday season.
Hi, it's David Hasselhoff, the Hoff. Get Hoff with UATV. Stay tuned. Don't change the dial.
Welcome back, and now we'll be turning over to weather reporter Shay Sorensen for a look at this week's forecast. Shay?
Good evening, Wildcats. It's going to be another warm week with high daytime temperatures well above average. Today's high was 87, which is not fall-like whatsoever. This is due to a ridge that is comfortably sitting over the western United States, and as a result, we can expect temperatures to stay in the low 80s through Thursday. But then that ridge slowly starts getting pushed on out of here, and the trough will dig down to the southwest. So we'll be getting some cooler temperatures filtered down from the north on Friday, with a normal average high of 75 degrees. On Saturday, you can expect mostly sunny skies with a high again at 75. Moving on to Sunday, temps will decrease to 72 with mostly cloudy skies, and Monday looks like it will be about the same, minus a degree. So don't worry, fall is right around the corner, and it doesn't look like we'll be getting back into the 80s for a while. It's safe to say that you can leave your fall and winter clothes out starting this weekend. It's been a little bit confusing the past few weeks with some cold days and some really hot days, but fall weather is on its way and it wants to stay. That is all I have for you, Wildcats, and enjoy the rest of your week.
Thank you, Shay. This Friday, November 15th, the UA Bookstore will have its annual Festivus event from 4 to 7 p.m. There will be a 25% discount off everything from clothing, books, and gifts to various technology accessories. There will also be music, refreshments, and gift wrapping, along with the prizes. Students have the option to pre-shop with their CAT card either the 13th or the 14th, and then receive the discount on the day of the event. This is a great way for students to start shopping for holiday presents.
On the U of A campus is a serious worry for many students who commute to school. Wildcast reporter Chelsea Hemphill has an update on recent carjacking case and some tips you can use to keep your car safe.
On October 30th, last Wednesday, a carjacking occurred in a U of A parking lot located on 7th Ave in Fremont. A woman had her car taken away from her by knife point, and then the car was later found outside of Tucson city limits. The woman thankfully was not harmed, and Sergeant Barrera has the latest update on what happened to the suspect.
Well, what happened is Benson Police Department, their detective unit notified our detectives of a possible suspect in their case, but it was our vehicle. And so our departments worked together and we were able to identify a suspect who was responsible for the robbery.
Some basic preventative steps against burglary and car theft are doing simple things such as hiding your belongings and even getting out of the car and locking it.
Some vehicles, say you're going to the gym, you're going to leave your purse inside your car, always put it in the trunk, cover it with a towel if you're going to leave it in the cab. And you also want to pick your parking spot.
So I don't leave anything on the seat or anything exposed to avoid temptation.
Statistics quoted from TucsonAZ.gov state that some places that have higher rates of vehicle theft are Walmart and Valencia, Tucson Mall, and Park Place Mall.
According to TucsonAZ.gov, some of the top cars that are stolen in the city of Tucson are Honda Civics, Accords, and motorcycles, and Chevy Malibus and Silverados.
According to KOLD, Lieutenant J.D. Huff, who is with the Arizona Auto Theft Authority, stated that police run wanted checks and registration checks on a large amount of vehicles to make sure they aren't stolen. I am Chelsea Hemphill reporting from the University of Arizona. This is Wildcast.
You know, it's really sad that sometimes you can't trust anybody with, just leaving your car parked there.
I know so many people have gotten their bikes stolen. I don't know too many people who have gotten their car, but a couple.
Yeah, I mean, it must be devastating. I'd hate to get my car stolen.
I would panic.
With sites like Twitter, Facebook, and UA Confessions, students are finding it hard to maintain their privacy. Wildcast reporter Chelsea Moe has a look at what students think of their social media takeover.
Some students complain that in this day and age there's not enough privacy. This is because of number one, cell phones being at everyone's fingertips. Cell phones are equipped with cameras as well as recorders. And number two, websites like The Dirty, Facebook, UA Confessions, and Twitter. Students have to be more careful than ever before.
It means that our generation just has to be a little more careful than those of our parents and their parents and such. Just because, everything we do can end up on the internet, and that could definitely affect our futures.
It has happened to some students where a picture appears of them on Facebook or other websites, and it is forever on the web. Students don't always think in the moment of whether something posted is appropriate or not, and if this post will affect their future. It takes students only seconds to post something to the web. This is not enough time for someone to realize what they are doing. With technology and cell phones at every student's fingertips, people need to be careful of their actions. Many students have been victims of websites such as The Dirty, UA Confessions, or a new site called UA Makeouts. Sometimes these students don't even realize their picture has been posted.
A couple of my friends have, yeah. It's just unfortunate, really, that has to happen.
Students need to be careful with so much technology at everyone's fingertips. I'm Chelsea Moe, reporting for Wildcast.
Stay with us after the break to see how one UA office got students and Tucsonans alike thinking energy conservation during homecoming.
I'm Derek Williams, your former U of A Wildcat. You're watching UA TV. Don't change the channel.
People may tune out someone they see on a median trying to sell newspapers.
Those extra few hours of having to swipe your CAT card to get in at night might be keeping non-U of A students out of the library.
And while some are traveling to Mexico for cheaper gas, others are forced to pay those high prices at the pump.
Students and parents are always invited to come cheer on the Wildcats.
We'll see you back here next week for another edition of Wildcast.
Welcome back. The Office of Sustainability got homecoming attendees to generate electricity on Saturday. In addition to the organization's yearly effort to cut down on the university's environmental impact.
The really great thing about doing sustainability with events is that you have a huge built-in audience. You can reach a lot of people. And so we have this tent with the bike generators powering the music video and showing some infographics about our project to bring people in, have them feel how hard it is to create power, a lot harder than flipping a switch. And to work together, actually, because when everyone bikes at the same speed, you create more power.
The student-run team that managed the effort is called Project Pawprint. Ultimately, they intend to establish best practices in event sustainability, not only for the UA, but other agencies and organizations that host large-scale events.
The women's swim team has been working hard this season, even after their coach took a leave of absence. Wildcast reporter Cordero McMurray has the details on how they've been training.
The University of Arizona's women's swim team gets ready for a tough swim meet against UCLA for homecoming.
If we could get a top 5 finish at NC2As, that would be an extremely successful season for us. So that would be the goal.
Without a head coach, the team still remains focused and strives for a successful season by working hard.
Shopper wins the 100 breast for Arizona. Tara Horn named second.
Our training cycles and our systems, they've stayed pretty much the same. I think the changes we've made are trying to get more of a team atmosphere and get these people swimming for something more than themselves. Getting them to team up is like crucial, and that's what we're working on.
The U of A Wildcats swam hard and won against the tough UCLA Bruins. Their next meet is home November 9th against USC for their second homecoming meet. From the University of Arizona for Wildcast News, I'm Cordero McMurray.
And now we'll be turning over to sports reporter Chelsea Moe for a look at this week's sports. Chelsea?
Hi, Wildcats. Arizona women's soccer shut out Arizona State on November 7th at Murphy Field. This victory earned Arizona a point in the Territorial Cup Series as the team moved to 9-7-4 overall and 4-6-1 in Pac-12 play. The men's basketball team rolled right over Long Beach State on Monday night, winning 91-57. Freshman Aaron Gordon had 14 points and 10 rebounds, and Brandon Ashley added 16 points. Men's basketball will play San Diego State on Thursday, November 14th at 8:05 p.m. Arizona football may not have been able to beat UCLA this past Saturday. However, Arizona football specialists Drew Riggleman and Jake Smith earned College Football Performance Award honors. The Wildcats return to action this Saturday, November 16th against Washington State at 12 p.m. at Arizona Stadium. That's all in sports. Back to you guys.
Thanks, Chelsea. As always, thanks for tuning into Wildcast. You can watch us anytime online at uatv.arizona.edu or on our YouTube channel, UATV CH3.
We'll see you next week for another edition of Wildcast.